Hello everyone! I'm going to show you an incredible way to bring your dull kitchen knives back to life. You know how frustrating it is when your knife can't even slice a piece of paper, let alone cut through vegetables effortlessly? I'll transform this frustratingly dull blade into a razor-sharp kitchen essential, capable of slicing through anything like butter. Now, to fix this, I'm going to create a simple yet incredibly effective knife sharpener using some common hardware. First, I'm taking this metal turnbuckle, usually used for tensioning wires. I'll mark the middle section precisely, as this is where we'll make our first modification. I'm going to secure the turnbuckle to this wooden block to keep it steady. Using an angle grinder, I'm carefully cutting off the hook end of the turnbuckle. This step is crucial because we need a straight, two-pronged piece to act as the base for our sharpening system. Next, I'm taking a sturdy piece of wood. I'll measure its dimensions quickly just to ensure it's suitable for stability. I'm placing our now modified turnbuckle on the block and marking the exact spots where I need to drill 2 holes. These holes need to perfectly fit the prongs of the turnbuckle to ensure a secure and stable setup. Now, I'm drilling those pilot holes. The precise placement of these holes will ensure that our sharpening mechanism is perfectly aligned. After drilling, I'll clean up all the sawdust to keep our workspace tidy. With the holes drilled, I'm now inserting the turnbuckle into the wooden block. I'm using a hammer to gently tap it in securely. A tight fit here is important so the sharpener doesn't wobble when in use. This forms the adjustable vertical support for our sharpening system. I'm marking 2 more spots on the wooden base using the marker. These marks ensure that the knife sits perfectly parallel to the sharpening guide, which is essential for an even and effective sharpening. I'm drilling pilot holes where I marked the knife's position. This makes it easier to insert the screws later and prevents the wood from splitting, creating a cleaner and more secure attachment for the knife. For a clever trick to hold the knife in place, I'm using plastic zip ties. I'm placing them over the marked holes and securing them with super glue, creating a flexible yet firm cradle for the knife. This ensures the blade is held securely without damaging its surface. Now, I'm taking some nuts and washers. These will act as the clamps to hold our knife in place during sharpening. I'm attaching them to the wooden block, screwing them down firmly with a screwdriver. The washers will provide a smooth surface against the knife blade, protecting it while holding it steady. I'm making sure these are really tight because the knife needs to be perfectly still for an even sharpen. For the sharpening element, I'm starting with another small piece of wood. I'll measure it to ensure it's just right. Leave a comment and let me know which country you are watching from. It's great that we can connect and chat from all over the world. I mark a cross on one end and drill a hole through it. This hole is for our sharpening rod. I'm carefully inserting a metal rod into this drilled block, making sure it's snug. To create a surface for the sandpaper, I'm wrapping green double-sided tape around the block. I measure and cut the tape precisely so it fits perfectly. This tape will firmly hold our sandpaper in place. Now for the abrasive surfaces. I'm taking 2 different grits of sandpaper. First, I'm using sandpaper with a grit of AA240, which is coarser for initial sharpening. I'm marking and cutting a piece of the sandpaper to fit our wooden block. Then, I'm taking finer P800 grit sandpaper for a smoother finish and repeating the process, marking and cutting to size. If you find this video interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any interesting ideas coming soon. This combination of coarse and fine grit will ensure a perfectly sharp edge. To make it easy to identify, I'm writing the grit numbers on the sides of the wooden block: 240, 800. For the final assembly, I'm securing our kitchen knife onto the main wooden base using the nuts and washers. This setup allows me to clamp the knife firmly, ensuring it doesn't move during sharpening. Next, I attach the sandpaper holder with the metal rod to the turnbuckle. This rod will glide over the knife blade, guided by the turnbuckle. I'm using my phone's level app to precisely set the sharpening angle. I aim for about 20 degrees, which is a great all-around angle for kitchen knives. I make sure the 240 grit sandpaper is on the side of the block, then I spray some water on it. This helps to clear away metal particles and keeps the sandpaper from clogging, making the sharpening more effective. Now, I'm carefully gliding the sandpaper block along the knife's edge. I'm applying gentle, consistent pressure, moving it back and forth. You can really hear the metal being refined. I'll do this for several minutes on one side, ensuring an even grind. Once I'm happy with the initial coarse sharpening, I switch to the P800 grit sandpaper. Again, I spray with water and repeat the process, smoothing out the edge and creating that fine polished finish. This step is essential for achieving a truly razor-sharp blade. This finer grit refines the edge, removing the scratches from the coarser paper and starting to give it a smoother finish. Remember, patience is key here for the best results. Then, I flip the knife and the sanding block to sharpen the other side, maintaining that precise 20-degree angle. Alright, the sharpening is complete. I'm carefully unscrewing the knife from the jig. Look at that shine. The blade looks completely different, and I can already tell it's much sharper. I'll give it a quick wipe with a cloth to remove any residue. Now for the moment of truth. Remember how dull it was? Let's try the paper test again. Wow, look at that. It slices through the paper effortlessly. No tearing, just a clean, smooth cut. And for the ultimate test, I'm going to try it on this tough gourd. Look at that. It slices through so smoothly, without any resistance. This homemade sharpening jig truly works wonders. It proves that with a little ingenuity, you can achieve professional results right at home. If you enjoyed this project and found it inspiring, please give this video a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and leave a comment below telling me what other unexpected DIY tools you'd like to see me create. Don't forget to subscribe for more fantastic DIY ideas. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.